Welcome everybody to another edition of Contributor Technical Discussions. It's all discussions today. So let's jump right to it. Jeff, take it away.
Okay, let's start with Remy. This is his question. The big picture here is where we're trying to pick up some of the open issues and PRs that are the after beta mainnet thing. So these are all in that collection, but this one's from Remy.
Yes, hello everyone. Let me share my screen. I'm on mobile data, so let me know if it's lagging. Yeah. So I want to talk about the issue number 375 about the out of gas error. Currently, when you don't set enough gas wanted, you get this kind of. So typically for one transaction to interpret counter, you will get, and when you set gas wanted, for example, this one, you will get gas used slightly higher than the gas wanted you put. But you don't know which gas, but you don't know what is this amount. Is it the full gas transaction or until the panic? So it was not clear. That's why Leon created this issue. So in fact, what happens? It's like he said.
Remy, are you pointing to things? All I see is your Google Meet page.
Sorry. Oh,
are
yeah.
you showing?
I was on, yes, I was on.
You're sharing the wrong screen, Remy. You're sharing the wrong screen. I think you're sharing Google Meet instead of the tab, the correct tab.
Okay.
Select the tab. Select the tab, please.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can do anything to improve your connection, that would be good. I know what you sound like, and I'm still only getting 80% of your words.
No, I stopped. I share all the screen. Yes, I think it's good now.
No.
Do you see it? No?
Coming. Maybe it's your slow connection.
Wait a second.
Okay.
Still hasn't loaded, but it's loading.
Okay, it's weird. Let me try again because
Remy,
otherwise I can explain.
I will share it. Remy, I will share it.
Okay. Can you share my PR my link on the description? Okay, thanks.
Is this one right? 4951.
Okay.
Provide a better out of gas error UX.
Yes, thank you. You can see, as you can see in the before section in the code. So when you make a transaction with not enough gas, you have the error with data out of. Can you go back on the session? Yes, here. Yes. So in data you have the out of gas error, and if you go on the right, you have gas wanted, what you said you set, and gas used. So it's not clear what is gas used. Is it gas used gas used until the panic or for the transaction. So the issue was to improve that. And the issue was created before we have the simulation, the transaction simulation. So in the meantime, we implemented the simulation that allow us to estimate the gas of a transaction. So two things. If we have a simulation, so same thing, the simulation stop when we have not enough gas. So I decided in my PR to put an infinite gas meter to go to the end of the transaction and to don't stop the transaction if we run out of gas. This allows us to have the full gas of the transaction, and so we can improve the error message. So if you look here in the now section, the first one in the screen, here we don't have enough gas, but in gas used, we have the full gas used of the transaction. Here it's 2273090. Thank you, Costin. So the next time the user can set the right number of gas wanted. In the second section in the screen, if you don't put enough gas to pass the first check, so the first check is, for example, if the gas wanted is lower than the transaction size multiplied by the size cost. So if you don't pass this step, I improve the error message. I put until panic to be clear that the gas used is until panic. And last case is if you choose to don't simulate the transaction first and you want to run it directly. So same thing, I improve the error message with until panic, like if you simulate it. Because we don't run the simulation, we cannot know the full gas used by the transaction. So why I say that, it's because I choose in my PR to run a simulation with infinite gas meter, and I want to know, to have a quick review if this direction is good for to solve the issue, the lens issue, before continuing to work on this issue. Voilà. Thank you.
What was the original issue, since I didn't?
I will share it. And it's 3705.
There's a link at the top.
Yes.
And I'll drop the link in the chat.
Thanks, Nemanja.
Yeah, essentially, it was one of those guessing games that we have to do. Like, if we don't put in a high enough gas parameter, it just says auto gas, but we have no idea how much. Oh, here's Milos.
Yes, Omar.
Just for a question, I think that's good, but the infinite gas can having something infinite in our in the GNO VM can cause some kind of DDoS. Which is why we make gas, but I think you can use block gas, max gas or something like that, but not using infinite gas, I think.
Okay, I will take note and look
Yeah,
at.
I'm actually curious about that. I mean, to do infinite gas, you would have had to modify the virtual machine. Did you do that, or are you just using the maximum gas, like 100 million Gnot or whatever? Are you using a large gas number, or did you modify the virtual machine to allow an infinite number of steps?
Sorry, Jeff, is it for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So to use infinite gas, no, I didn't change the virtual machine. I changed in Tendermint 2 when you create the transaction, you set the gas meter. So at this step, if you are in the simulation mode, I set the gas meter as infinite.
So the most interesting that the gas limit was created specially to don't have infinity, because if you have infinity, you can make infinity transaction, and one infinity transaction will hold all the chain. That's why they create gas to don't have infinity. So the main reason is to don't have infinity because computers don't know what is infinity.
Okay, it's just for simulation, but I understand. Yes, we can have some trouble with that.
But from other side, it's very good because who see this error is usually common users. And it's totally terrible to write to common users like the length, equal, sequence, tra-la-la. We need to send very easy error. For example, transaction failed, you need add more gas. And better after the link on the guide where to add more gas, or like pay more fee for transaction failed, something like this. And this is make it more user friendly. It's always good.
The concern of this issue is to tell the user how much gas he has to put as a parameter, not to let it in the uncertainty of what is the good number. Yes, Miloš?
Hey, just to give context to Vladimir, the issue that we currently have is, I mean, it's like a very dumb issue. When you send the transaction, you need to like specify some amount of gas. Even like when you're estimating, you need to put a ceiling. And the error they get back right now is, oh well, you know, transaction failed out of gas, and then it just gives you the gas limit that you put, right? Which of course, like you knew in advance. The issue is it doesn't actually tell you how much gas was required for the transaction. Even though it knows exactly like how much it was required, because it runs the entire transaction and it knows internally, okay, this transaction cost us 100 gas, but the user specified 80. It just tells you, oh well, no, out of gas you put 80. It doesn't tell you you need 100. And the PR that Remy is doing here is it's just exposing this information. I just wanted to give context for that.
Does it really know, or doesn't the simulation just stop?
No, it knows exactly. It runs the entire transaction. It knows exactly how much gas you need.
Really?
Yeah. The comparison, it's not like DVM where it's like it runs your transaction in steps and then says, oh well, I'm out of gas now and I'm not going to continue later. It actually runs the entire transaction and it compares the gas values with what was required and what you put down. And if what you put down was less, then it just gives you an amount of gas.
Even if the parameters you gave make it, it would run for 3 years. I don't understand.
No. I mean,
it's a little.
It's capped internally how much. Yeah.
By time or by number of steps? Well, I guess it's kept by
That's a good
time.
question. It's not kept by time. It's it has like
I guess. No?
yeah. I mean, it initializes an internal gas meter. I'm not sure what the value is for the gas, but the only sane amount that I can imagine is even like when you're simulating, or even like when the VM is estimating it, it should probably be the gas limit of the last block that was committed. So you should take that gas limit, and then you can be sure that, you know, if your transaction doesn't execute within that limit, that it's never going to execute. Right.
Really? Well, so what we're looking at is that there's always going to be a case that maybe the transaction will take too long and require too much gas, even more than it's willing to simulate, right? Can I ask a dumb question? The simulation, does it happen on the node, or it doesn't happen locally, right? This is all running on some validator.
Yeah, it's on the node. It runs the same check as you would when you're executing it. So it does a check TX just in the simulation mode.
So if that runs for a really long time, they spend electricity and CPU cycles, but don't get paid during the simulation. Is that right? Yes. It's one of the things I think we're up against is to do this right. We're going to want to like simulate the hell out of every transaction before anybody pays anything. And there must be we don't understand what the limits are on that, because there must be limits.
Yes, and the limits, it's our max block size. So it means that our transaction needs to be not bigger than the block size. So it means theoretically we can create the one transaction that will take one block, but we can't create the transaction that will take more than one block. So our gas limit depends of the max bytes in the block size. And as usually by the default, it's kind of, I don't remember how much it's in all networks. It's kind of different. I don't remember all the networks. Remember that in Cosmos it was 40 millions, and after it was increased to 100 millions by the one of the proposals, because it's the changeable parameters. But in other networks, totally other. In Osmosis, they increase also the limit because of their functionality, because they sometimes need bigger transactions when you need to make the transactions that make a lot of changes in the different pools.
Yeah, you're talking about block size is storage, basically, right?
So the one maximum transaction need to be not bigger than the maximum amount of bytes in the block. So theoretically possible that it will be the one transaction with the size of the block, and there will be maximum.
That's the maximum size for generating new data that has to be persisted, right?
Yes, kind of. We very sad, but we can't create the transactions that are bigger than block.
But we pay for gas for storage, but also gas just for CPU cycles.
Yes, it means.
And that has nothing to do with the block size. So I don't know what you mean by that.
It means that that amount of the counting in the transactions, it's recorded in the block. So this Yes. Also, I think it depends on the no, and this is will be affect also our block time, because if it will be very big transactions that will be accepted, this time of the block will be longer.
Yes.
Yes, we have average block time, but it's like it's not depends. So I think it depends not on the time. So if this transaction will be kind of accepted and will be counted, it will be counted, and after put it in the block, but it need to be not the bigger than the block size. This is okay. Maybe we need to check documentation better way. This is how I remember.
What's the difference between block size and block gas limit?
The difference is the block gas limit is the maximum units of gas they can shove in a block, and the block size is just in bytes how big your transaction is. So if you're deploying, if you're deploying a transaction and the source code that you're uploading, the message size, it's measured in bytes when you encode it into a Gno.
Yeah.
That's how many transactions you can actually stack inside a block based on like the byte size.
But that's just the storage, the change to the storage size, right?
Well, I'm not sure if you mean for the storage deposit. This is like actually on disk, like how big the block can be. When you check all the transactions, you encode all the transactions into a Gno, and you literally linearize them.
I mean, I'm thinking of
how many
like,
bytes they take up.
suppose your function just does a for loop to count from 0 to some gigantic number, 2 to the 50th, right? That's not generating storage space. It's just chewing CPU.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this parameter,
That's not gonna go over the block size limit or anything like that. It's just gonna take up too much gas for transaction computation. That's what we're thinking about.
So it exists parameter max gas
Right.
that we put and it's written in the code, and it's a changeable parameter that we can, and we need to choose max gas per block depends of our max block size in bytes. Yes, how many, and the size of the transaction depends on the amount. So of course it's amount of the computations. So how many computations will affect time block, but also in the one block the different transactions take, I think, different amount of the bytes. Some transactions bigger, some transactions smaller.
I don't think we're ready to resolve this right now.
It's very interesting. Now I want to deep dive in the Tendermint documentation more to understand it for myself better.
Remy, do you have enough info to move forward with this?
Yes, I think at least to also digging the code to check for if we have max gas limit on the block size, etc. If we can set a limit and not put an infinite gas meter. I think it's a blocking point of the PR. Thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, next one's me. So this is there's another issue outstanding. So this was the issue. And I have a ledger, so I confirm all of this. If you have a ledger and you're using gnokey and you want to do add ledger, if you go into the folder and do go run dot, then it works. But if you go to the top level and do a make install, or even if you if you run otherwise, it doesn't work. And the reason is simple: is the ledger depends on this HID library, and the HID library says really clearly, because it's using custom platform-specific code, you have to build with CGO enabled. And so in the default build, it was set up to not do this because we want the builds to be deterministic and blah, 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 blah. So there were two ways to resolve it. One would be to just change the make file. But you would go in here, and this is the make file for gnokey, and you would just stick in CGO enabled equals 1. The other way, and what I suggested in this PR, and it seems like Milos liked my approach, was just to put in an error message, right? So this PR is super simple. Here's where if getting the ledger device fails, because the lower level code said device not found, that we just add to the message, try building with CGO enabled equals 1. And that means that when this happens, you get this error message. And then we could augment this with things in the README or whatever. But this is a lightweight, minimal approach that doesn't mess with anything else. And so the question is, it's really a user experience question. I mean, the people who read our READMEs and our install guides, it says, download Go and type make install. And then we also keep telling people that they should be using a ledger everywhere, right? I'm kidding around, but we have these messages which say, hey, if you're doing it like this, it says you really ought to be using a air gap ledger thing. And so, but the default approach doesn't do that. So would it be okay for us to have information somewhere in the instructions to say, well, really, when you build this for the first time, you should do CGO enabled equals 1, make install. And if that is okay, then we'll go with that. But we wanted to get feedback.
Antoine?
Yep. I'm not sure of, I'm checking your PR right now, but maybe instead of saying you should try to enable CGO if the device is not found, you could use build tags to be sure that CGO are missing, because we could also have the case where CGO was enabled during the build, but the device is not found.
That's right. That's also true. And I should have asked, you're absolutely right. I should have asked first, is there some way inside this code to check whether CGO is enabled?
Yeah, you can do it. You basically just have to add a file, with build tag on top of it. And if CGO is enabled, you can just have a Boolean or something like this, saying, okay, CGO is enabled, and now your error message is more like accurate, if the device is not found.
That's true. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I like that. So we would continue with the responding with an error message, information in the error messages, but we would only put this if they really didn't build with CGO enabled equals 1. I like that. I can talk with you offline on the right way to do that tag. And Okay, that's a good way forward on this. So, is there anybody in the room who thinks that in where am I? That instead we should somehow make the makefile smart and maybe ask, do you have a ledger? Do you want to rebuild this with cgo enabled equals 1? I don't know how that would work. Does anybody think we should do that, or is just the a useful error message good enough? Like this.
I think the best ROI is just to go with your proposal.
Okay, so I'll do that, and I'll update this with only showing this, because this would also, only showing this in the case where they really don't have cgo enabled equals 1. And great. So I'll move forward on that.
Jeff, so
yes.
only one thing, answering your question. So usually adding like interactive paths, so they work good when you're developing, but for on my side as DevOps, they usually break things. So please don't.
Okay.
Possible.
Right. Okay. So we'll
Because
stick with
they used to break automation. So
right. You don't want the makefile to stop and have
yeah.
a prompt. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Right. Okay. And since I'm still here, if we have time, I want to discuss this one, which is pretty simple, but again, it's a user interface thing. To switch gears, this one is about, when we, where is it? When we do this, we have to explicitly say broadcast. And as was mentioned in the issue, 99% of the time, this is what we want. So should this be the default? There was some discussion in here. And Leon came back and said, well, yeah, maybe we should just get rid of this flag and switch it to air gap. So if you don't put it a flag, then it'll broadcast. And then if you put the air gap equals true, then it just produces the transaction file, and you have to go elsewhere and sign it. That's pretty much the gist of these. And this is a trivial change. I can do it. I guess I'd have to look through all the, I guess there'd be bigger things, like we would end up changing Gno.web so that it maybe just removes this in this case. The place where it would show up, of course, is if you're in full security, right? Then here you would have to put -air gap, and it would produce this output file. And maybe they didn't do that because they wanted everybody to do it this way, and they didn't want people to always broadcast. So again, it's a user interface question. So is there any feedback? Would we want to drop broadcast and switch it to this other flag? Or what this PR originally did was trivial. It just said, well, let's make broadcast true by default. And we keep the flag broadcast, and we just make it true by default. And so then if you go in here, and you would have to say -broadcast false if you just want to produce this output file. Any opinions? Or we can let you think about it and come back to it later also.
I'm actually not sure they can set broadcast false.
Oh, really?
With the CLI package that we use, yeah.
Really?
Because if you set a flag and it's a Boolean flag, it's always assumed to be true. If you don't set it, it's false.
Really?
So if it's not set, then it's false. If you set it, then it's true.
Let's try it. Yeah, it just produced the transaction output. You know.
So it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is probably some trickery that we added in the command package. But
Right,
by
in
default,
the
it's
argument processing. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we would have to do. If we just flip it, if we just accept this PR as it is, then if we want to do this, we would have to say dash broadcast equals false, just to produce this output file. And update all the examples and readmes and this, which I could do, as long as we agreed with the solution. You know, this was Manfred who suggested. Well, actually, both Morgan and Manfred, neither of whom are here, I assume. So what can I do to move forward? I have a call with Morgan tomorrow. I could actually trap him and ask him what he thinks nowadays. Ultimately, we would put the idea into a PR and make it not draft. And you know, this is the easiest solution here, but maybe it's not really clear what it means to say broadcast equals false. That's why they were suggesting just dropping the broadcast flag and sticking in the air gap flag.
I'm pretty sure most gnokey commands that we have, they followed the same convention as the daemon flags for all Cosmos chains. And broadcast is one of the flags that you use to broadcast the transaction. Yeah.
Okay. Do they differ on what the default is? I guess what you're saying, and theirs maybe they're using the old style where you can't say broadcast equals false. Maybe. And the other thing we could decide is let's just not worry about it. You know, just leave it like it is. That's possible. But Morgan seemed to support the idea. Of course, Leon's the one who proposed it. Well, that's an argument if we want to remain consistent with other Cosmos change. So it's a question, what do you think the next step is here to resolving this or just dropping it?
I mean, we can make this true by default. That's also fine.
Yeah. That's the minimal change. And to add to this PR all the other fun with readmes and this the GNO web thing, but I know how to do that. Well, then why don't I do that? And that'll at least give us a sense for the scope, you know, right? You know, this is not just going to be one file. It's going to be a bunch of readmes and a bunch of GNO web stuff. And no matter what we do, if we change it, it will be the same scope of change. So I'll go ahead and do that. That's what we're going to have to do anywhere. I'm going to have to search for all the places where we mentioned this and change it. And then if we decide to change the flag name, we can do a global replace, but that would be straightforward. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. It's a question for Nemanja. Do I need to start a new PR? Because I don't know if I can. I can't mess with this PR.
Your call. Don't
I'll
really have a hard hard stance either way.
Because I don't think I can do. I don't think I can push commits to another PR by design. So why don't I open a new PR since this one is so simple to start with, and we'll consider this more like an issue, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to close this one, and you can just reference it in the new PR.
Okay, perfect. So, anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, I have one last one, but I'll shut up for a second and see if anybody else has any questions. Let me stop sharing and give someone else a chance.
All right, I guess
Okay.
that's it. for now. Unless you have anything else, Jeff.
I do have something.
Nice.
Make build. Let me share my screen again. And this one is for Gillen. I hope he's awake. So we just merged the PR, which changes the way we do queries on the page. And if I start running this locally, but this is the latest master here, and I have to. It takes the node so long to start up. It's still thinking, complains, and now finally starts processing blocks. Okay, thank you. So the change is this fun stuff here, where if it's a query, it's not a crossing function, then you have a result. And this one comes up instantly because it's 0 arguments, but there's one down here, and it does have an argument, and I showed all this before. So you stick in test1, and each time you change something here, it runs it. It does a query back to the node, and so that's cool. Let me copy this. So, but if I stop these and I do make install, and install Gno.dev.
Does the
Oh wait, I should do Gno.dev staging maybe. I don't know.
Does because I think I know what you're gonna.
I'm gonna say that doesn't work.
Yeah, I know, and I think I get it because mostly it's because of the proxy, I guess, which there is like some kind of proxy in Gno.dev which intercept all the requests.
Yeah.
And add the package to add the package of which extract from the given request to the list to the Genesis. It's probably related to that. My question is like, does the request is made from the GS side or from the GNO website? When you do when you do a query like on the action page,
Okay.
does it cross GNO web or does it fetch directly the node?
Let me see if I can answer that for you really quick. I remind myself. Holy cow. Let me just search for see if I can find it real quick. No, it's not that. It's I just finished this PR and I'm having trouble remembering how it works. Oh, it is in JS. I know that. I think I can find it quick and not waste everybody's time.
It's made from the GS side. Okay.
Yeah, it does a where is the front end? I love how it says JS, but this is all TS. I think it's here. And
I mean, it's fine. Just I will not like block everyone like on this, but just can you show me the log on Gno.dev?
Yeah.
Fanny.
I think I didn't succeed in opening that page yet. So why didn't this work? Oh, it does now. So do I have anything in the log now? So I'm going to go to sys users, not a lot here. And then we switch to actions, and there should be something here. I don't see it complaining.
Can you just do one thing is like to start Gnodev in not staging mode?
Okay.
And with a -v.
I will.
And just see, and I will check on my side.
And I want to tell you.
No, but
I can't find it. I can't tell you how it works.
Just show me the log.
You want me to stop and do it without staging?
-v. Gnodev -v. That's it.
Okay. Let me clear all this bullshit. Gnodev -v.
Then do the exact same thing.
Yeah, and then just refresh this page.
But I can do it on my side actually. So
that didn't work. Maybe it's taking a long time.
No, yeah, it take way long. Whoa.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of package. Anyway, can you go on the page and just see?
Yeah. I usually go to, and this is another weird thing is that doesn't have all the packages either, but that's maybe because we didn't say staging.
No, that's because it's lazily loading package. That means like all the package. It doesn't load all the packages.
So here we go. We're going to click actions, and I don't see any new.
Can you type some stuff?
Yeah, let me do that down here. So.
Yeah, that maybe that's probably the JS that itself like that needs some information, especially like because we do nothing that fetching the server. So I guess it's the JS side that doesn't have the correct information. But that's fine. I'm gonna check it. No worries.
And
it's a pretty small fixes to do.
Yeah. Is this the one we just merged? Yes, it is. So maybe I could just tell you really quick what it does so I don't feel like an idiot for not having remembered it. Is this the TypeScript? Yeah.
I mean, I guess what it does.
Q eval result. And
yeah, I mean, I guess what it does now is like I'm pretty sure it's missing some information and cannot fetch the server directly, so requests are just like miss. But that's fine. I'm gonna check Jeff. No worries. This should be a smooth fix.
Okay.
I'm not too scared.
Yeah. Fetch. Yeah, it does use fetch. Yeah, it uses the JavaScript fetch.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm not surprised.
This is it.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. No worries.
And of course, the big hurrah will be once that works, and then hopefully it'll work on Gnoland, which is running Gnodev, right?
Yeah, exactly. And probably I will add JSON like soon as well because I'm working back on it.
Okay.
So we have like a real response in the action.
So you'll fix this so that it actually gets the result.
Yeah. I'm gonna fix it. No worries.
All right. So all my questions are answered. Now I'll shut up and maybe we're done. Thanks.
Hey, no problem. Anybody else wanted to do any other topic? We have 6 minutes. Going once, going twice.
Just one thing. I just made a new PR on Gnodev basically to support like sorry. To just support like GNO mod and GNO work toml, which is a native way of loading package now. If some of you can, yeah. I'm gonna just wanted like some people like to try it if they have time. Basically now it's literally like you have to. I'm looking for the link where I'm speaking, but basically you run a Gnodev outside the monorepo in any directory that have like a Gno work and like multiple project package, and you load all of them using the native loader, and you don't have to specify resolver or anything like that anymore. But there's like ton of edge cases, and I need some people to try it. Basically, it was just a small color. I put the link in the chat. That's it.
Also, friends, I have some presentation kind of to explain some moments about the Sputnik. It's the future username service for Ton, and also some moments about centrifuge to deploy the smart quest task platform, make it on the smart contracts that all quests and tasks are transactions in the blockchain. But it will take more than 6 minutes, and for me it was the kind of my first participation to know more about the process, so I will prepare better presentation for the next meet.
Right, you can ping me, I can help you set this up. So looking forward to seeing it on the next call. All right, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Vladimir, for being here the first time. See you on the next call.
Bye-bye, friends. Very cool and nice that you meet. Really glad this constructive, emotional environment.